Hi Gemini, this is Lisa from the Animals Magic Shop with your weekly animal spirit message for January 1st through January 7th, 2023. And this is a one-card reading, but it may have multiple messages within that one card for you. And also, the guides, instead of me doing a full reading, they would like me to select one card for you to denote the possible potential energy for you for this upcoming year, because they said that rather than do the whole year and an extensive reading, things can change. So rather than overload you with a lot of information, they want me to just do the one card and know that things can change possibly because of your actions, or possibly because of somebody else's actions, or just world circumstances. Okay. And the third thing they'd like me to mention Gemini is that the year 2023 represents two animals. The 20 represents mouse and the 23 represents opossum. And those two animals have a message for everybody, the collective, and that message is for this year, pay attention to the details and expect the unexpected. And this may not be an especially welcome message for everybody, but please keep in mind that the unexpected can be possibly something good, especially if you're not expecting something good. If you've had like a lot of negatives and challenges over the past few years and you're expecting more of the same, perhaps the unexpected this year will be something really wonderful. Okay, so think positive about that, Gemini. All right, let's get started. Animal spirits and guides, what would you like Gemini to know for the upcoming week? This is for Gemini, please. Okay, Gemini. Dolphin has a couple of different messages for you. You can take them as it resonates. The first one is for you to have a little bit more fun this week. Now, I know this was supposed to be a fun holiday, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes we have a lot of extra responsibilities with our family members and with traveling and with preparations and decorations, and perhaps you've had to work extra hours. So Dolphin would like you just for this week to take a little bit of a break and have some fun. And this may have to do with water. Depending on where you live, perhaps you could go to the beach and just sit on the sand and look at the waves, or perhaps you have a swimming option available to you. It's kind of cold everywhere now, but if you like to swim, maybe you have a pool available to you, or maybe you can simply just one day, like at home, like take time to fill the bathtub and light some candles and just float around in the water and relax for a little while. And the other message I'm getting from Dolphin has to do with breathing. If you're feeling a little bit stressed lately, which I know a lot of people are, you may look into using meditative breathing to help you relax a little bit. And you can look up different ways to do that online. One way I know that's helpful to me that I was taught in yoga class is belly breathing. So that means instead of breathing in shallowly through your chest, you take breath first in through your stomach. So you breathe in and you expand your stomach, and then you expand your diaphragm and you move up to your chest and your throat, and then you hold your breath in your mouth or your throat for a couple of seconds, and then you release it in the reverse order, the same way. So you release it from your mouth, and you can use like a little popping sound like dolphins make. So you release it from your mouth, and then empty your throat and your chest and your diaphragm, and then lastly your belly. And this takes a little bit of practice, so that's why I'm suggesting if you're interested in doing that, you look online and watch somebody do it. And you can actually feel a little bit dizzy because it gives your body a lot of extra oxygen. Most of us breathe too shallowly, we take short little breaths, and we're just not getting the maximum amount of air that we could. So that's the other message for you, Gemini. Either take some time and have some fun, and maybe make it have something to do with water. And for some of you, you might also benefit from some meditative breathing. Okay, so that is your weekly message. Now let's take a look at what the animal guides would like you to know might possibly be the upcoming energy for 2023 for you in general. Okay, and a card has popped out here, so I'm being asked to take it. Okay, Gemini, this insect, I almost called it an animal, but I guess technically it's an insect. I always think of them as little flying fairies when I see them in the yard. The first message from this animal has to do with illusions. Well, this is the main message of this animal anyway, is it has to do with illusions. So for some of you, you may be harboring illusions about yourself, I'm getting. So some of you may think that you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, or pretty enough, or thin enough, or gifted enough, or you don't work hard enough. So for this year, Dragonfly is asking you to work on changing the illusions that you have about yourself. And some of these may be deeply embedded in you from your childhood, from your parents. Some of us weren't treated really well by our parents or our siblings. And it can really cause lifelong, trauma in some cases, but lifelong misconceptions about ourselves too. If you were picked on in school about your appearance or your weight or your nose or whatever, there are a lot of bullies in the world, and then they can really get to us after a while. So Gemini, in general, work on thinking more highly of yourself this year, and maybe take a little bit of time to even write down all of your positive qualities, all of your successes, your accomplishments, and you when you're done, you may read it and end up having a much better opinion of yourself. All right, and then the second message for others of you, or some of you, is that to be aware that there are a lot of illusions that will be around you in the upcoming year. And these could be from different sources. Some of them could be getting from the media. So that might be from television or social media, Facebook or YouTube, or, your friends, the government, groups, politicians. Just be aware that there are a lot of illusions that might be presented to you this year, Gemini. And Dragonfly is cautioning you, along with Mouse, to pay attention to the details. That's where Mouse comes in for all of us, because we're all seeing similar things, if not the same things, as far as the illusions go. So And now the other thing Dragonfly is saying for a few of you, and this may just be for a couple of you, is that there might be an illusion within your circle of concern, your close circle of concern. And by that I mean your immediate family or your immediate friends or people that you work with closely on the job or in the community. And Dragonfly is cautioning you to be aware that with somebody in your life, everything is not as it seems. So I'm getting for maybe one or two of you, there might be somebody around you who's feeling very depressed, and they might be feeling a little bit desperate, but they're not verbalizing that and they're not showing that to you. But you would be, if you pay attention, Dragonfly is saying you will know who this person is if you don't know who it is already. And Dragonfly would just like you to be aware that this would give you an opportunity to help this person, maybe in the same way that some of you are being asked to help yourselves about the illusions that you may harbor about yourself. Maybe this person is feeling very, very depressed about maybe their performance in life or how they look or how they're treated. One of your children may be being bullied, or maybe another member of your family or one of your friends is being bullied. You know, people of all ages can be targets for attacks from others who just don't mean us well. So that's the second part of Dragonfly's message for you, Gemini. Just be aware that somebody around you is pretending that they're okay, but they're not. And it's important that you keep your eyes open for this person, especially if you know who it might be already, and do your best to help them out by encouraging them maybe to talk, or encouraging them in other ways to boost their self-esteem. This is kind of a difficult message to convey because, of course, we don't know which one or ones of you this may pertain to. So I guess the easiest thing is just be aware that somebody around you might need your help and they're pretending to be okay, but they're not, okay? All right, Gemini, those are your messages. We thank you very much for being here. We appreciate you listening, and we hope that you have a wonderful week and that this year is really fantastic. Okay, we'll see you next time, Gemini. Bye.